And welcome to Tampa Stadium for a big game in the black and blue division. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night NFL. I'm Mike Patrick along with Joe Theismann and Mark Malone. Welcome to the NFL on ESPN. Brett Favre is enjoying an MVP-type season, and that's bad news for Tampa Bay. In 6 career starts versus the Bucs, Favre has thrown 15 touchdown passes, just 2 interceptions, and is a perfect 6-0. On defense, Reggie White is out of tonight's game with a pulled hamstring. But, Joe, this is a game that Green Bay needs to win to clinch a playoff spot and remain tied in the race for that home field advantage.
Yeah, Michael, but Sam White needs it more. I mean, for his sake as well as his team. Right now, the Bucs are looking up at the rest of the division, and tonight is a must-win, or like you said, they're out of the playoffs. But the man on the spot is Trent Dilfer, the NFL's lowest-rated passer. Tonight, I look for Trent to come out throwing quick and short early, try and find a rhythm, and hopefully, for a change, Mark, find the end zone.
All right, Joe, on defense, Sam Weiss is hoping that he's going to get some big plays out of the man in our spotlight tonight. Defensive tackle Warren Sapp. The Bucs hope their rookie first-round draft pick can use his speed to disrupt Brett Favre and the Packers. I'll be back with video reports throughout the night to chart his impact. Mike?
All right, Mark. Mike Holmgren has won 9 games in each of his 4 seasons with the Pack, and now he is closing in on his first division title. Green Bay has won the toss. They'll get the football. Husted teeing it up. George Teague and Antonio Freeman are deep to receive for the Green Bay Packers. And the playoff pressure is on.
And after what happened in Philadelphia, the Packers know there's a lot more at stake tonight than there was.
Skips by Freeman into the end zone. And the Packers cover it up there. Brett Favre is having an MVP year. He leads the league in yards and in touchdowns with 31 and only 12 interceptions. Robert Brooks has assumed Sterling Sharp's role in the passing game, has 77 catches for 1,120 yards. Up front, the Packers got a lift from Aaron Taylor's return. The powerful guard missed his rookie year with a knee injury. Reggie White breaking the streak of 166. Favre to throw on first down. The Levens in the flat. Dorsey Levens gets about 9. For the Bucs defense, first-round pick Warren Sapp returns to the starting lineup. He's been very good against the run. Hardy Nickerson has been the foundation of the defense. In 43 games with Tampa Bay, he's been the leading tackler 35 times. And Martin Mayhew has been burned lately, but still leads the club with 5 interceptions, the most here since 1990. Second less than a yard for the Green Bay Packers. Favre to throw again. Pump fake, chase. Throws incomplete. Good coverage by Brooks on Edgar Bennett.
Mike, the Green Bay offense is a rhythm offense. You'll see Brett Favre go back, try and set, but Warren Sapp does a good job of coming inside. He doesn't stop, runs really over Winters. Now you see Favre's out of his rhythm, but the constant pressure doesn't allow him to set his feet and throw back to a receiver who hooked up in the middle.
William Henderson, number 30, the rookie from North Carolina, checks in as a blocking back. And this is the best third down offense in the NFL. Levens has the first down and plenty more. Dorsey Levens to the 41.
Oh, what a job Mark Chmura does on the right side. The tight end just did a great job of sealing the right side, and you'll see there's nobody outside for support. You want to take away corner support. He's going to be over here. He's going to seal this side and allow the runner to get outside. Terrific job. Does a good job on Lonnie Martz. Great help on the outside by William Henderson, and Levens makes the corner.
Spotted at the 42. Delay to Bennett. Not much there. Sapped the first man to hit him, got maybe a yard as he was swarmed by the Bucs defense.
You know, it's important early for the Bucs defense, Mike, to try and take away some part of Green Bay's offense. And it looks like what Rusty Tillman, the defensive coordinator, wants to do is get enough people around the line of scrimmage to shut down the run and force Green Bay to throw the football. Now, the way Brett Favre's been throwing, I don't know how good an idea that is.
May not be the greatest choice in the world. Backs out of the eye, play action by Favre. The quick throw complete to Ingram, breaks the tackle down near the Bucs 40. Mark Ingram and Anthony Morgan alternate at that one receiver spot. Neither is terribly pleased about it, but this has been a real team this year. They don't criticize each other. They don't criticize the coach.
They do everything in an unselfish nature. This is a good play action pass, and notice how quickly Brett gets it out. Now, this is what the Bucs are going to have to do. They're going to have to do a better job of tackling. That was Charles Dimry, who just missed the tackle completely on Ingram. Yards after catch, very important to this offense.
Ingram picked up in a trade from Miami, and now Morgan checks in his spot. Favre again with a quick set, throws complete. Got about 7 yards for Robert Brooks, his 78th catch of the season. What a year he's had.
And also, remember, too, Green Bay scripts their plays. And what Mike Holmgren is doing with his play call is he has first and second down scripted. That's what he wants to run. And this is the other play he wants to run. He gets the 30, has a little package to go to. Right now, from what I can see, Mike's script is completely on the right page.
Beautifully written so far. 2nd and 2. Bennett couldn't get outside. Stuck just outside the 30-yard line. Brooks and Dimry came up on the tackle. Edgar Bennett would love to get that 1,000 yards. It means an awful lot to him. And it would mean an awful lot to the people in Green Bay because they're used to success. They haven't had one since 1978, and Bennett would like to break that streak.
But also, you talk about respect, too. I mean, the way everybody looks at running backs in the leagues is if you get 1,000 yards, automatically your peers respect you.
Sure.
And that's very important to Edgar. He wants people to look at him as a running back. Here's a guy who was a fullback for his first years in Green Bay.
And he and Dorsey Levens literally switched positions this year.
Should I take another shot?
Go ahead. You haven't hit one yet this year.
He made it. Oh, come on, Red. Give it to me. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh, how much closer can I get? I am closing on it.
You're perfect as usual. So the Packers will face 3rd and an inch.
The offense is, I think it's such an advantage on the 30-yard line, 3rd down and short. You really are in 2-down range if you want to go for it. I mean, he really could go for it on 4th. So a play-action pass here is something that you just salivate for as a quarterback.
Well, as we've seen today, if you're on your own 30, you can go for it.
Yeah, but that wasn't a smart decision.
Levens and Henderson to the backs. Dorsey Levens dives and has the first down. You might remember Dorsey Levens is an excellent tailback from Georgia Tech. As a senior, averaged over 7 yards a carry, but he's 240 pounds now. And look at the Bucs; they are signaling the ball came loose. But Red Cashin isn't having any of it.
Now, Red's one of the real classic referees in this game. He's going to keep this whole thing moving along. Really controls the game tremendously. Does a tremendous job of controlling pace of a game. You won't see a lot of fights. Probably won't see a lot of flags because he's in charge.
The Packers working on 4 minutes and have gone 51 yards already. It's been a beautiful opening drive. Favre play action one way, back the other. Flanker screen to the 15-yard line. Beautifully executed to Anthony Morgan. Lonnie Martz had to make the tackle. Boy, are they in rhythm.
Everything they're running works. He'll throw out to the left quickly. He'll turn around and swing now. This is a double screen. What happens is you'll see the quarterback fake to his left, Favre, come back. Morgan does a nice job of spotting up his offensive lineman. Then he just turns it on and accelerates into a small gap.
Nice block by Frank Winters, too. Favre goes into the flat to Bennett. Stuffed out of bounds in a hurry. Martin Mayhew was right there coming up from the corner.
Down by Martin Mayhew.
Brett Favre is in such control of this offense. When you talk to his teammates, they talk about his maturity and accepting total responsibility. And we'll get into the conversations about Sterling Sharp through the course of the night. But in past years, he just looked for Sterling and didn't have a chance to survey the field. Now he can look at a lot more receivers.
Funny what happens when you're forced to change something. 5 out of 6 on this drive. He has 3 wide receivers in. Draw play, Bennett. Stopped shy of the 10. Looked like Eric Curry was the first man to get him. We always talk about teams in the red zone, but here's a look at the most productive players inside the 20. Second best in the NFL in the red zone, Dallas All-Pro Emmitt Smith. He has 20 touchdowns. But the most productive player, Green Bay's Brett Favre, accounted for 27 touchdowns passing and running in what we'll now call the Brett zone. He's just had a spectacular year. 3rd and 6. Favre guns it over the middle. It's intercepted. Picked off by Melvin Johnson, the rookie from Kentucky.
You know, Mike, we were talking about Green Bay's effectiveness inside the red area. Tampa Bay has done an excellent job as well.
And they did it again. 0-0 first quarter.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by McDonald's, official break of the NFL. By Northwestern Mutual Life. There are a lot of good reasons for choosing the quiet company. And by True Value. No matter what you need, help is just around the corner.
0-0 as Green Bay drives the length of the field and gets nothing out of the drive on the interception in the end zone. Dilfer and company start from its own 20. Ellison, quick screen. Wayne Simmons was right there. Joe, let's go back to the interception.
Mike, there's a reason why this happened. If you draw the line here, you don't want to throw the ball on this side of the field because bad things will happen. You want to make your throws over here. Watch what happens to Brett. He drops back now. Watch where this ball's delivered. See where it is? It's on the other side. It's on the other side. It gets picked off. That means he was late with the throw, and he did not see the off safety, who happened to be the nickelback Johnson.
Ellison is the running back on 2nd and 12. Dilfer with the quick throw, got it out to the 25-yard line, but it's incomplete to Alvin Harper. Been a tough year for Alvin Harper. There's the rookie Johnson who makes the interception. And Thomas Everett is the man whose job he took at free safety, and Everett said in the paper today and yesterday that he had felt like he was a scapegoat for the things that had gone wrong. He's a former Pro Bowler when he played in Dallas. 3rd and 12 for the Bucs. Dilfer hanging onto the ball and sacked by Matt LaBounty, who's starting in place of Reggie White. There must be something about that left end spot.
Well, LaBounty does a good job. I mean, he's got great moves. He has a very good technician where Reggie just overpowers people. LaBounty uses some stuff. But in this case, Trent Dilfer's ready to go down the field. He sets up well, starts to go. LaBounty doesn't quit. Anytime the quarterback pulls it down, probably going to wind up with a sack.
Reggie Roby to kick it away to rookie Antonio Freeman. Should be good field position for Green Bay. And one of the raps on Dilfer is his tendency to hold the ball at will. Freeman backpedals to the 42. He gets nothing out of it as the Bucs cover it very well. No return after a 46-yard punt. We're scoreless first quarter from Tampa. To Reggie White's credit, he is not the kind of guy who wanted to come out for one play and make the streak 167 games. Rather, he chose to set it out. You got to admire him, no matter what he does.
Even after we tried to talk him into it last night, he wouldn't do it. Yeah, and really, his motivation was, if I don't play tonight, that means that other guys are going to have to step up. And if they're going to have to step up, and do a good job, that means we're going to be a better football team. He is of a high integrity, a high intensity, and just a great football person.
Bennett goes to the eye. Edgar Bennett stuffed at the line of scrimmage. That one who made the play was Chidi Ahanotu and Warren Sapp. They both just stuffed up the hole.
Did a nice job. See, a lot of times all you have to do is stand up an offensive lineman and not allow the back to read either one side of there. If you can stand them up square, you make the back make a decision. In that case, Edgar just ran right into the back of Dotson.
Favre over the middle, tipped at the line of scrimmage. It was intended for Henderson.
And Chidi Ahanotu did it again. He really has a terrific ability to be able to rush as well as see the quarterback trying to make a play. He understands what Green Bay is going to do. Watch the right part of your screen. He's number 72. He's rushing, but then he just does get his left hand up and knock the ball away. That's knowing what the offense is trying to do to you.
Leads the defensive lineman with 37 tackles this year. Favre wants the screen to Bennett. Got a good block and dumped just short of the first down, it appears. Martin Mayhew made the tackle. Santana Dotson nearly got him in the backfield. Got a good mark. And it will be close.
Tampa Bay almost blows this thing up from the beginning. See Nickerson trying to get over. Dotson couldn't make the play. Mayhew comes up and hits him, and they get a very generous spot here.
Boy, they sure did.
Oh, that's an official first down.
Yeah, that was short.
Underline the term official. That ball was spotted at least a yard further than where he landed. But Sam, sometimes they spot them where they think it goes.
So first down, Green Bay at the 47. Not a good start statistically for the Buccaneers. 88 yards difference, and they're -9. But it's 0-0, and that's the stat that counts most. 3 wide receiver set for Green Bay. Bennett, the single setback. And he'll get the draw. Edgar Bennett nearly broke that one. Got down to the 42-yard line.
Made by Santana Dotson.
The Tampa Bay defense, they were really happy with the way they were playing at the beginning of the year, but things have gone sour. They have slipped to 22nd overall.
Michael, the first 7 games, they have 21 takeaways, allow teams 15 points a game. The last 6 games, just 6 takeaways and 25 points a game. Leslie feels like his ball club's just gotten tired because they've been on the field that long.
2nd and 5. Favre throwing on the run. Brooks pushed out of bounds. He's got the first down. Brooks with 2 catches in this game. Told us last night he's been measured with 3% body fat. I have 3% body fat in my eyelids.
And runs forever. 3%. His teammates marvel at his ability to be able to stay fresh. And he said, hey, look, if I got tired at the end of a game, I wouldn't be as productive as I can be. And I'm never going to allow that to happen.
Wouldn't Vince Lombardi love that one? He said, fatigue makes cowards of us all. Favre with plenty of time. Bennett, a little check down. He gets to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Ahanotu drops back to make the tackle, along with Harvey Vickers. Yeah, if they're tickling each other out there, you let me know, all right?
They wouldn't get penalty. The commissioner would have a hard time finding them for tickles. Illegal tickle. Okay.
The Packers, here's another stat that just totally dominates time of possession and play. Zamora and Jackson both named the tight end. Bennett cuts it back on the toss sweep, a couple of yards shy of a first down. Derek Brooks, the rookie out of Florida State, makes the tackle.
He's played really well for a rookie. I mean, from day one, they brought him in. They made him the right outside linebacker in this 4-3 defense. He's gotten 1 sack so far. But Rusty Tillman was saying he's really pleased with the progress this guy's made. He's not real big. He's 6 feet, 225, but has been a steady linebacker for him.
None of their linebackers are big. Nickerson's only 229. Levens and Bennett in together on 3rd and 2. Far for Bennett, can't make the shoestring catch. Had a nice little pattern out there with Levens and Bennett crossing.
Good job by Lonnie Martz, number 51, the outside linebacker. Didn't bite on the play action fake, got into Favre's face, didn't allow him to make a good play in the throw. Left part of your screen, watch 51. See him just get there enough to make Brett pull up.
Chris Jackie comes on for a 45-yard field goal attempt.
And he's kicking into a pretty good win, Mike.
Long enough, but wide right from 45. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have negative yardage, are still tied. Nothing first quarter. Packers and the Bucks. Tonight's overhead shots courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes. Pompano Beach, Florida. Control captain Richard Daniels. He's from Burbank, California. Pete Pearson has checked into the lineup for Tampa Bay on the offensive line for right tackle Scott Gill, who had been injured and is returning to the lineup tonight. Eric Rett gets the carry just back to the line of scrimmage. For Trent Dilfer, the potential is there. The numbers, not yet. Struggling with only 3 touchdown passes, 12 interceptions. With little fanfare, Eric Rett continues as an outstanding runner, over 1,000 yards. His first 2 years in the NFL. And Paul Gruber has now started more games than any other player in Bucs history, most of them at a Pro Bowl level. Rett trying to get off the right side, slips one tackle, gains maybe a yard. Sean Jones in his 12th year, still an excellent pass rusher for the Packers. His 5.5 sacks, second on the team. Wayne Simmons has made the loss of Bryce Pop easier to take. He's second on the club with 74 tackles to go with 3 sacks. And Leroy Butler, one of the game's best cover safeties, and he leads the pack in both tackles and interceptions. The legendary Reggie White, the NFL's all-time sack leader. He has already seen his defensive mates step it up with him out of there. Harrison Armstrong in the 2 tight end set, both in the backfield. Dilfer over the middle, complete out to the 49. That's a first down.
Mike, that was a huge first down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for one reason specifically. It allows their defense a little bit of rest on the bench. They have played their heart out the first quarter, but that was a very big first down. Dilfer does a nice job here of setting and not holding the football. He's very decisive in getting rid of it. The good move away by Copeland. Good concentration, first down.
And he beat the rookie Craig Newsom. Dilfer steps up in the pocket, sidearms it, and just out of the hands of Alvin Harper. Newsom was there this time and got a piece of it.
Alvin Harper with 38 catches coming in. Looking at the defense, not even looking at Newsom. Knows where he wants to go, runs the little juke back out. And really, Dilfer was just late with the throw. That's why that wasn't a completion.
Newsom, a good-looking rookie from Arizona State. Second and 10, here comes the blitz. They go with a flanker screen. Copeland to the 40, to the Packer 36-yard line. Nice call against the blitz. Excuse me, Hawkins.
Good quick release. They go into shotgun on second down, the Bucs do. You'll see Dilfer fired out. What they want to do is they want to attract people coming in. Okay, back out real quick. What you do is you get the defense focused in, get it out to a receiver, put some blockers in front of them, and allow him to run with the football.
Courtney Hawkins with his 28th catch of the year. First down Bucs in a rapidly moving first quarter. Dave Moore is the blocking back, number 83. Dilfer with time. And incomplete, intended for his tight end, Jackie Harris, who has had a huge year with 51 catches. The former Packer.
Left tackles are a quarterback's best friend, Paul Gruber, working against Sean Jones. Tries the right arm slap, then the right swim. Does a nice job of keeping Jones away from Dilfer. Really, Scott Dill at the right tackle position, I think, has got the biggest chore going up against Matt LeBounty.
Rhett on the toss. Got a nice block at the corner and drives forward to the 25. Doug Evans made the tackle along with Leroy Butler.
Matt LeBounty hasn't played a lot, so you know he's jacked up. He wants to come after Dilfer. So what you do is you let him go. He's down the lower part of the screen. Just let him go. Tight end releases outside. Pitch gets outside. Good job of blocking outside by Courtney Hawkins, the wide receiver.
Almost like an option play. You just let him run himself out.
And what's very important there, Mike, is that the receiver does a good job of position blocking. That's what Courtney Hawkins did.
LeBounty, the 3-year man out of Oregon, and here for Reggie White tonight, has 1 sack. Back to the ground game. Eric Rett. He runs hard every time. Down to the 20. Joe Kelly in at middle linebacker makes the tackle along with John Yurkovich.
Joe Pine, number 60, the left guard. Tony Mayberry, the center, 61. And Ian Beckles, the right guard, number 62, created a nice little bubble for Rhett to get into. You'll see the push they get inside. There are the 3 of them. 60, 61, 62. See the alley? Look at that. Rhett heads right up 4 yards before he ever gets hit.
And Tampa Bay is not going to bother with another play. They'll march to the other end of the field as they have played the Green Bay Packers to a stalemate on the scoreboard. End of 1 period, 0-0.
Welcome back to Tampa Stadium. Warren Sapp in our spotlight. Sam Weiss decided to play him because of his speed. He can make plays, but he's undersized, and that can be a problem. Here's an example. Early, the stun, he works off of Aaron Taylor quickly, then gets to the quarterback, puts a little pressure on Favre. Here again, works off the tackle and gets in the backfield. But the problem is when he works against Taylor, if he doesn't get on the edges, he's got a problem. Mike, back to you.
All right, Mark. And there is the first-round draft choice out of Miami. The guy that they wanted to make a bigger impact than he has, but he has played well. 2nd and 5 for the Bucs in a scoreless game. Dilfer. And they whistled this play dead. And Jackie Harris is just as glad they did.
Well, you know, they're coming off of a timeout. And
number 74 on the offense, 5 yards. Still 2nd down. Is he not set?
Trent wants to know, was he not set? Evidently not, because Trent wasn't even ready for the ball. That was a case where Tony Mayberry snapped it on his count as opposed to Dilfer's, and Gruber was moving.
Jerry Ellison, number 37, will come back in on 2nd and 10. Show blitz. And around. Eric Rett from the wing back inside the 20, near the 10. Well, Sam Weiss is pulling out all the stops tonight.
What he's done is he's getting Green Bay to commit to a certain step and then bringing plays around the other way. Sean Jones is going to take a hard inside, and they're just going to go around them. That's number 96. Jackie Harris does a good job on the outside. There comes Rhett. They got the linebackers chasing. Good block out front. They've gotten some excellent blocks on the perimeters from their wide receivers and their backs.
First down, Tampa Bay, and Fritz Shermer, the outstanding longtime defensive coordinator, now the defensive coordinator for the Packers, trying to find a way to stop this drive. Dilfer throws to Moore, the H-back. He's double-teamed and tackled. Let's check in with Mark Malone. Mark?
Thanks, Mike. Warren Sapp again in our spotlight. We've got some numbers on him right now. He's been run out one time for just 1 yard. He's made 3 tackles, got a quarterback pressure, but again, he's not playing on sure passing downs. The fact that he's 6'2", only 280, a little undersized, he has some problems against Aaron Taylor, a big, strong left guard. Mike?
Well, Taylor is a load, and that is the rookie from Arizona State, Mark, your alma mater, Craig Newsome. We will check on his condition when we come back.
You gotta have Chinese, but you don't.
True Value presents the NFL Man of the Year Award.
Tampa Bay's Eric Curry knows the value of education. Now he spends his time making sure others get the opportunity. Curry has established and funded 2 college scholarships where he personally reviews each applicant and follows up on the progress of its recipients. We're in the second quarter in Tampa. The Bucs driving 2nd and 7. Deep in Green Bay territory. Dilfer throws complete in the flat. Down to the 2-yard line goes Jackie Harris. Keith Crawford had to make the tackle.
Well, last time these two teams locked up, Jackie Harris had 10 catches for 122 yards. Dilfer finds him again out in the flat. He'll come out to your right. Ball's coming at you in your lap. Good quick read by Dilfer. You know, he's not holding the ball a long time. He's seeing the field fairly well. Got to have Sam Weiss very pleased and Mike Holmgren curious.
And only Jay Novacek has more catches by a tight end in the NFC than does Jackie Harris. 3rd and a yard. Rhett. Struggling. Stuff short of the goal line, but he will have a first down, it appears. Sam Weiss under fire, 22 and 39 in his 4th season.
Fred Strickland, number 55, plays off the block in the middle by Mayberry, comes up and makes the play, and then Leroy Butler comes in and helps out.
13th play of the drive coming. 1st and goal from the 1. And they've got Warren Sapp in as a blocking back, number 99. Dilfer play action, throws, intercepted in the end zone, no Kelly. That was a play they had worked on all week, to have Sapp run through that gap in the line and hit him in the end zone. Dilfer cannot throw that ball on a line, though.
But you see, Mike, he can't really hang it up in the air because it gives the defense time to react. I think there you just have to say, this is a great defensive play by Joe Kelly. He doesn't buy it, and he stands up. See Sam, number 99, fights his way through. Kelly sees it all the way and makes a great reaction.
Boy, is that tremendous recognition.
I mean, that's just great recognition. Sapp was there. Kelly saw him, reacted, and then he wasn't.
What a play by Joe Kelly, who missed 2 days of practice this week because of a death in his family, and you can see the reaction by Dilfer. Edgar Bennett just pounds straight forward into the arms of Nickerson.
Mike, you know how much of a knife in the heart that was for Dilfer.
Oh.
He's gone 9 games without throwing a touchdown pass. This one really takes a lot of pressure off of him, but Joe Kelly steps in front and makes a great play.
And he's thrown the ball so well on the drive, as you said, throwing in rhythm, throwing on time, not holding the ball.
He has his numbers, 5 of 9, and he's got the 1 INT.
2nd and 7. Favre goes over the middle, complete to the 30. Brooks should have the first down as he's brought down by Charles Dimry, a young man who's having one of the best seasons of his career, as is Brooks. Came out of nowhere, really.
And just a different receiver than Sterling Sharp was. He was penciled in to fill the role, works against Dimry. More of a runner. Sterling was a bigger guy who could overpower corners. Robert is more of one who can run away from people, make moves at the line of scrimmage, and get away from them.
Fifth Packer receiver ever to have a 1,000-yard season. 1st and 10, Green Bay, 11-14 in counting. First half, no scores. Favre had that that one tipped at the line of scrimmage, intended for Ingram.
That one
The
hit.
guys up front got a hand on it. It looked like Eric Curry 75.
That was a ricochet shot. Curry reads it, gets his hands up, ball takes off.
You didn't used to see so much of that when quarterbacks made those 7-step drops.
No, you wouldn't. We used to drop a bit deeper. Now they get it out real quick. The right part of your screen, number 75, actually hits him right in the helmet. That's how quick Favre gets it out. They do throw it at about 6 feet.
Draw play to Bennett. Runs through it, tackle, gets near the 40, maybe a yard and a half shy of a first down, and one of the Bucks is down, and that's John Lynch, who was just coming back from a knee injury. Boy, you hate to see this. Down grabbing a knee again. We'll check on John Lynch when we come back. Still scoreless in Tampa.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be. By Honda, who offers an impressive family of cars, sport utility vehicles, and minivans. And by Video Guide, the on-TV program guide with news, weather, and sports. It's about time.
Back in Tampa, 10:52 to go first half. Packers and Buccaneers are scoreless. Green Bay faces 3rd and 1 in its own 40. Didn't get it. Great play by Eric Curry, who came off the corner to get enough of Bennett to bring him down.
And Hardy Nickerson finishes him off. Curry's really starting to play more like they had hoped. Watch him come down hard. He just follows the tackle, doesn't get Bennett down, but slows him down enough so that Hardy Nickerson can come in and finish him off.
Packers will have to kick it away. Hendrick to kick to Bobby. Joe Edmonds, one of the great stories in football, out of the game for nearly 6 years with the drinking problem. And now he's number 5 in the NFC as he got a season to return. He's made the most of it. Dives for the fair catch inside the 20-yard line. A punt of 42 and no return. We are still scoreless in Florida. Like so many other cities, fans in Tampa Bay concerned about their team leaving. The latest rumor had them going to Cleveland, had the nickname going to Baltimore. Both of those rumors denied by the NFL, by people in Cleveland. They had a season ticket drive here. There's Malcolm Glazer, the new owner of the Bucks, bought them from the estate of Hugh Culverhouse.
Mike, this is a great sports town. They have 32,000 plus season ticket holders for a team that has lost 10 games over a decade, 12 years in a row.
But the Glazers wanted 50,000. Dilfer chased out of the pocket, flag down. Dilfer gets out of bounds to 23, and that looked for all the world like a holding call.
Usually is when the flag comes in that way. Red Cashin, our referee tonight.
The other destination that has been rumored for this team has been Orlando, but the Glazers want a new stadium wherever they go, and right now they can't seem to find a city that will build one.
Holding during the run. Number 74 on the offense. Half innocence to the goal. Still first down.
Paul Gruber.
Yep, Gruber and Sean Jones, number 96. He starts outside. Paul gets a little off balance and then tries to grab and do everything he can. Now, the biggest problem Gruber has with people is when Sean Jones is lined up where he is now, way out to his left. We call it in space. That's what they refer to. See, there isn't a person around him.
First and 19 after the penalty. Martin is 5. Dilfer takes off again. The big kid gets out to the 23-yard line, 6'4", 235. Not afraid of contact as we saw last week.
I know. I was talking about Sean Jones lined up in space. Look at all the room out there. Now, he can set up any move he wants. Come hard outside, and then try and swim inside. He could bull rush. He could try and take a speed rush around the outside. He has all those options available to him when he lines up that wide.
2nd and 7 after Gilfer scrambled. Flanker screen. A couple of great blocks, and Hawkins over the 35 of the 37-yard line where Leroy Butler got him, but it's a gain of 16. Second time they've run this.
And they've gotten 30 yards out of that play. 14 the first time, 16 this time. They run Courtney on motion. They know it's man-to-man. You get somebody out in front. That's Bobby Joe Edmonds, who comes out and makes a block. Good job by the offensive linemen downfield, both Beckles and Mayberry, out in front for him. Dug themselves out of a big hole, 1st and 20 on 2 plays.
And as usual, a very innovative offensive design by Sam White. Eric Rett is off the right side and slithers across the 40-yard line. Bernardo Harris.
Remember, Michael, the left defensive end or the right offensive side is where Reggie White lived. And you never ran at Reggie White. And really, a guy like Reggie makes you offensively do a lot of different things. One thing is you don't run over there. That was a 4-yard gain where it normally wouldn't happen for the Packers.
2nd and 6, and right now playing that spot, Gabe Wilkins, a 310-pounder who started at defensive tackle for 7 years. He played well before that hurt. Rett will try the left side, gets to the 42. The Pro Bowl Selection Show, Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. We'll have the exclusive announcement of this year's AFC and NFC teams. Join Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Joe Theismann for highlights, analysis, and interviews with the NFL's biggest stars. That's Thursday, 7:30. How about in advance our condolences to the 3 brilliant NFC receivers who won't be going?
That is incredible.
Or 4.
Yeah, 4. I mean, it's just unbelievable, the list of NFC receivers.
Jerry Ellison on the field, 3rd and 4. Gilfer with plenty of time. Sideline for Ingram, incomplete. Knocked away at the last moment by Keith Crawford, the second-year man from Howard Payne.
Alvin Harper tries to go up and make the play. And you really want to take advantage of his height. Does a good job. He goes around. Now, to me, he's just too close to the sidelines. He comes down. It goes right through his hand. Alvin Harper's got to make some plays. He was brought here, paid $10 million. Those are the kind of plays he has to make to help this offense out. He's got to make the tough catches.
Been a tough year for him. Missed the first 3 games with an ankle sprain. Then played hurt for 3. Only had 38 catches coming in. Roby with a line drive punt. There's the fumble. The Packers recover at the 19-yard line. Lenny McGill dove on it and saved the big play. Loss of 2, a 36-yard punt. Alvin Harper on the sidelines, and sometimes the things you say come back to haunt you. He said in the paper today, I need to get the ball more. Well, there was one where he had the ball.
Well, they tried to get it to him 3 times today, and that was when we needed to come up with a big play. You see the averaging per catch. Unbelievable.
Edgar Bennett goes out as a wide receiver as the Packers take over. Favre with time throws underneath, incomplete, intended for Ingram. I don't think he saw it coming.
Well, Tampa Bay defensively has disrupted Brett Favre's rhythm a little bit. That time he threw the ball behind the receiver, which means that he's not in rhythm. If he's in rhythm, you can tell. The ball is out, it's hitting the receivers in the numbers. If he is rushing a little bit or is a little bit late, the ball gets sprayed around.
Both quarterbacks have had a pass intercepted in the end zone to kill what looked like a short touchdown drive. Bennett and Levens, the backs on 2nd and 10. Levens fighting for the extra yard, got over the 29, should have a first down. Martin Mayhew, one of the tacklers for Tampa Bay.
Both defensive coordinators in this game, Rusty Tillman for Tampa Bay, Fritz Shermer for Green Bay, they just don't want to give up the big plays and put more pressure on their offense. They'll both play what's called a bend, don't break defense. Let them work the ball down. Maybe we can get something away from you. There's Rusty, and Fritz is on the other side in his Green Bay outfit. What a terrific job he's done in different places.
And what a nice man.
Always adapted, always been so close to getting a head coaching job and never quite been able to land it.
And should have.
Yeah.
Martin Mayhew is the injured Buccaneer. They have already lost John Lynch, who re-injured a knee.
Mayhew coming up on Robert Brooks. He gets locked up. It looks like one of his own players came in and hit him from the left side.
Mayhew with 5 interceptions this year, 81 yards in the return department. And fortunately for Tampa Bay, able to get up. Providing tonight's shots from above the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes. Goodyear Blimps in their 4th decade of live sports coverage.
Congratulations. You have just won a Dodgers.
Now, that's not the shot that we showed you before. This is now. This is Alvin Harper, still concerned about the play that got away from him. When you make that kind of money, I think the pressure's unbelievable. I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
Me neither. But I mean, you're trying so darn hard to justify it in your own mind.
Tony Stargell has checked in, number 45 for Martin Mayhew at the corner. 1st and 10, Green Bay. Dimry made the play there and a late flag. Dimry and Morgan right together, and Dimry and the fans really upset about the penalty flag.
Yeah, Mike, they allow contact within a 5-yard area. They allow the defensive backs to chuck the wide receivers. And this is going to be pass interference, but to me, these are two receivers hand fighting, or a receiver and a DB hand fighting.
Pass interference on the defense. First down.
Left part of your screen. There comes. He got his right hand on the ball. Couldn't quite tell where his left hand was.
Now, you can touch a receiver. You have to physically move them in order to make it interference. That looked like a tick-attack call. Bennett following Aaron Taylor. Good guy to follow at 305 pounds, and Dimry makes a tackle.
Hurt all of last year. Aaron Taylor, the rookie, #1 draft choice out of Notre Dame. Good athlete, big guy, can run.
Second and 5 for the Packers. Favre over the middle. He's got Keith Jackson. Jackson down to the 37-yard line. He gives them another big weapon, a gain of 19.
That's why Keith Jackson came to the Packers. That's why they wanted him. Look at that. There's nobody there. That's the first thing that goes through a quarterback's mind. Nobody in center field. I'm going to try and work the ball down the middle. That's exactly what happened. Brett Favre finds Keith Jackson.
And Edgar Bennett nearly knocked that pass down. He thought it was for him. Timeout, still no score. You'll understand why I'm saying this in a minute. Doesn't that look like cheese to you? That's
absolutely.
The moon.
That's the moon. I feel like I'm in Apollo 13. Oh, my goodness, we've landed on the moon, and there are cheese heads there. 6,000 cheese heads have landed in Tampa.
That's great support. 6,000 people go on the road course. It's a nice time to leave Tampa. Nice time to leave Green Bay.
Oh, there's one. There's a artificial cheese head.
1st and 10. Bennett cuts it back inside down to the 33-yard line. Tackled by Derek Brooks, the rookie out of FSU. Bennett never fumbles the football. The reason? He says, the less I fumble, the more they give it to me.
Yeah, the other thing is, he says, I don't want to put up with Coach Holmgren's wrath if I do. Mike that's one of the big stress points for Coach Holmgren. Don't put the ball on the ground and you'll play.
You make a mistake under Mike Holmgren, you may spend the rest of the week on the bench. Favre hanging in there as long as he can, and then throws easily over the head of Mark Ingram, incomplete.
Good pressure by Tampa's outside rushers. They really are. They really are causing Favre to hold the ball longer. And the longer you hold the ball as a quarterback, and you have a lot of crossing routes like Green Bay runs, they go from one zone where somebody's covering it into another zone where they're covering it. So the longer he holds it, the tougher it comes to find places to put the ball.
3rd and 6 with 4:27 to go in the half. Four-man rush, a lot of time. Favre for Brooks overthrown. Stargell wanted a flag, thought Brooks pushed away. Another good defensive stand by Tampa.
And a good job by the offensive line. Tillman's defensive backs did a good job. Because certainly Green Bay's guys up front did an excellent job of protecting him. Now Chris Jackie is incredible from over 50 yards. He's 2 for 3 over 50, 6 for 6 from 40 to 49, and he has a wind at his back.
This will be from 51.
If anything, he hook it left.
He got it. The 16th field goal of his career of 50 or better.
It's unbelievable how good he is from so far out.
Money. The best pregame show in the NFL can now be seen on Saturday and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. sharp with Chris Berman and the gang on NFL Game Day. Then at 7, all the highlights of all the games on prime time. And at 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday Night NFL, the Oakland Raiders and the Seahawks in an AFC West battle. There was a game a month ago that looked like it would be totally meaningless except for playoff position, and now the Seahawks, with that wonderful comeback they've had, could actually tie the Raiders for second place in the division.
And the Raiders, since Jeff Hostetler went down at the quarterback position, have just not been able to generate any kind of offense to get it done. And I've been shocked at how they've not been able to stop the run on defense. They've got some great players on that defensive line.
Ellison and Edmonds deep to receive. Ellison from the 4. Ouch. Buried at the 15-yard line. Travis Jervey downfield on special teams got the hit, along with Terry Mickens. Both of those turnovers were interceptions in the end zone. The Packers dominating statistically, but right now they're up only 3-0 with 4:02 to go first half. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Mark Malone with you from Tampa, Florida, where it's about 40 degrees tonight. Packers even brought the weather with them. Bob Kuberski, number 94, checks in on the Packers defensive line. Flag is down. Pass over the middle, a dangerous throw. Let's see. Complete or not? No, it is not. Jackie Harris couldn't hold it. Now we'll check the penalty. Looked like a hold, and it is.
The Bucs are getting pretty good at starting on 1st and 20. Last time they had a drive, that's where they started. Each time, see Sam hold up his hands and his fingers. That's not hook 'em horns for all you Texas fans. I want you to know that. But what it is it signals formations and plays.
Holding, number 60 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, still first down.
That's Jim Pine. Scott Dill is out for the game at right tackle, re-injured himself, and Pete Pearson has come in for him. Pine, by the way, 3rd-generation NFL. His grandfather played for the Providence Steamroller and his dad for the Boston Patriots. Eric Rett, the single running back on 1st and 18. Dilfer in the flat. Hawkins again on the flanker screen. 3rd time they've run it, the 3rd time it has worked.
And they've run it from different formations. They've run it with movement with Courtney Hawkins. They've run him across the formation. Now they line him up outside and just let him hit the hole and move quickly. It accomplishes everything they needed to. It gets them back into makeable distances on 2nd and 3rd down.
Plus, they're nice, safe plays that are just like runs. Second and 7 for Dilfer. Good protection. He throws and had it knocked away. Almost intercepted, but no. Or is it down? There's also a penalty marker. Wayne Simmons was the man who knocked it loose.
From where this is thrown, it looks like it could be some type of interference. You have to look where the flag's on. Defensive holding, same difference.
Rick Shermer thought his defense had gotten a rare turnover.
Number 54 on the defense. 5 yards. Touchdown!
Dilford's going to look to his right. Now he makes the set. He's got him in the hole, but I mean, what he anticipated was that linebacker moving outside a little bit more, Wayne Simmons, and he didn't.
First down on the defensive holding. Dilfer end around the rep. No way. Matt Labouty was there to mess up the timing. Second big play of the night for Labouty, starting for Reggie White.
And Pete Pearson, the right tackle, number 69, is not the starter there. So you got to figure he hasn't seen this a lot in practice. Going to come right through 69, doesn't even block him. He's got to do something to him. Jackie Harris, the tight end, never ever gets a hand on him. Labouty makes the tackle.
And did you see Reggie White smiling? Now there's a guy who sees someone doing well in his spot, and he's not threatened a bit.
He's happy for him. He wants to see that happen.
Dilfer goes underneath on 2nd and 17, up to about the 23-yard line for Harper. Bernardo Harris is there.
Alvin Harper is fighting himself tonight. That was not a comfortable game. See him shake his head. I mean, he's fighting himself. He's not comfortable in his routes, and he's not certain in the way he's catching the ball. He's a much more sure-handed receiver. He comes down, sees the hole, plants. Now he slides and really doesn't move his feet, but just sort of reaches out with his hand. And I know he's bothered by what's happening to him this evening. He'll come up and make a big play. You watch. He's just that kind of guy. Somewhere in this game, Alvin Harper will make a big play.
The last 2 years with Dallas averaged 21-6 and 24-9 receiving, and this year he's averaging only 14-4. Green Bay took the time out there with 2:13 to go.
And I think that's the difference in being what I call a complementary receiver or a primary receiver. Michael Irvin is the primary receiver, and boy, have we seen it this year. Alvin was the complementary guy, but his 33 receptions last year resulted in 8 touchdowns.
The Packers caught off guard, and the Bucs come up throwing. Another Sam Weiss special.
They practiced that. I watched practice on Friday, and that's a great job by the line and Dilfer. Mike Holmgren looking around. This is going to make his defense get ready quicker. See, they're substituting. They're confused. They don't have the right people on the field. First down.
Fortunately, Mike Pryor got over there to run Copeland out of bounds, or it could have been even a bigger play. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Green Bay leading Tampa Bay by 3. Packers lead at 3-0. Warren Sapp in our spotlight tonight. Let's go to Mark Malone.
Thanks, Mike. Warren Sapp has played considerably more in this game than he has so far this season, and he's using that time to set up the pass rush. He bull rushes Harry Galbraith, almost gets the pressure. Then he sets him up for the swim move. Nice move by the rookie, but the problem is the ball gets away so quick in the Packer offense that he really hasn't made the plays Sam Weiss had hoped he had. Here's his numbers. They've run at him 3 times 15 yards. He's made 3 tackles, a quarterback pressure. He's double-teamed 3 of 20 plays. Mike?
All right, thank you, Mark. The kid is going to be a player for a long, long time for the Buccaneers. Dilfer under pressure, short set. Nearly intercepted at midfield, thrown behind Harper. Doug Evans almost got the pick.
Doug's going to make a case pleading, but this one slips right through his hands. The Bucks go with nobody in the backfield. They try and get the ball to Alvin. Ball's up high, which is not a bad thing when you got a receiver as tall as him. Thrown behind him a little bit, and just right there. That's what happens when you wait for it sometimes instead of going to get it. Fell right through the old breadbasket.
2nd and 10. Draw play, Rhett. And waiting for him in the hole was Wayne Simmons, the third-year man out of Clemson. And Rhett didn't like something that happened in the end, and there's Fritz Shermer. He wants a timeout again. The Packers want the ball back with some operating time. Coming up at halftime, the fastest 3 minutes in television. Chris Berman with the highlights. You'll want to hear this. Barry Switzer's explanation of what happened at the end of the Dallas game, and the Flyers look to extend their home winning streak. I can tell you before you hear it, there is no explanation as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I have one. It was very cold and he wanted to go home.
It worked then.
It was rational. I don't, you know, I just think that kind of a call by Coach Switzer today lets down the guys that are playing hard on the field. And I know his team is going to stand with him, and that's admirable and all. But, man, you don't make those kind of coaching calls whether you play Pop Warner ball, high school ball, college ball, pro ball.
It was amazing to watch. I'll say that for it.
Trent Dilfer's got to come up with one now to get him at least 10 yards.
This is the time when you don't want to make the big mistake, though. You're only down 20-0. Dilfer with time, throws short. Copeland makes the catch. Now, that's what I don't understand. You got 3rd and 10, throw a 5-yard pass with a guy who's on the ground.
Well, you know, Mike, I hear people say that, but part of the problem is if the guys that are open 12 or 15 yards down the field aren't there or they're not open, you have to go someplace else. Routes are designed in layers. You've got the guys 15 yards, you got the guys 10, you got the guys 5. And if the read takes you to the 5-yard guy, you have to do it. If you try and force it down the field, you can get yourself in trouble.
That would be the big mistake that I said you can't make. I got it.
Right. That would be the rational explanation.
I like that. Packers have called timeout to conserve more of the clock with 1:35 to go. Antonio Freeman is deep to wait the punter, Roby. Dilfer, who had his 13th interception as opposed to 3 touchdowns on the season earlier. And the Bucks have turned it over twice. They are fortunate to be only down 3-0. Freeman buried at the 15-yard line. Melvin Johnson with another big play, this time on special teams. The 2 key plays of our first half here in Tampa Bay. Brett Favre, opening drive. Intercepted in the end zone by Johnson. And then Dilfer, the same thing, picked off in the end zone. 2 red zone turnovers. That's why we're only 3-0. Now the Packers have 1:24 to operate. Martin Mayhew is back in the Bucs secondary. Play action by Favre. Guns one. Brooks at the 42. On a rope and a nice catch by Brooks.
See what happens when he sets and has time to fire? I mean, he just is so good.
Wants the screen. Bennett with a nice catch. And a nice job of following his blockers at the midfield.
See, now that would have been something that Edgar should have thought about getting out of bounds. That's why I think Mike Holmgren ran the play towards the sideline to give him a chance to get out of bounds and stop the clock. Time is of the essence for him now.
2nd and 2, and Favre will just kill it with 39 seconds left.
If he runs out of bounds, and instead of it being 3rd and 3, it's 2nd and 5, so what?
Sure.
So that's a case where Mike wants to talk to Edgar about that decision.
And it would have saved 12, 13 seconds off the clock.
It's important that Tampa Bay tries to funnel the Green Bay receivers inside in the numbers. They don't want him to catch something out of a corner where a guy can make a play and get out of bounds. So that's going to be the primary thing on Tampa Bay's mind.
Favre had that one batted up in the air. Mark Wheeler, the 6'2", 4-year man out of Texas A&M, knocked that one away. And the other result of not getting out of bounds 2 plays ago is you had to use 2nd down to kill the clock, and you only have 1 shot at a 2-yard game.
Exactly. You got to be, you're right, Mike. You got to be thinking every play. There's a reason for it.
Bobby Joe Edmonds drops deep for Hendrick's putt. Big rush and nearly got there. And Edmonds covered at the 10. Prime Monday tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern. Mike Tirico and company preview the battle between the Chiefs and the Dolphins. We'll have all the latest news from around the NFL and go backstage with Miami linebacker Brian Cox. All that and much, much more tomorrow night, Prime Monday. Sellout crowd here tonight in Tampa Bay, over 74,000, which is great on a cold night like this with your team having falling to the edge of the playoff picture and rumors circulating that the team will not be here next year.
Now there's 2 legends, NFL Buck fans and Mr. Berman, our 3-minute wonder.
And Chris will be along shortly. And the Bucs are going to be very conservative about this. Eric Rett will go down at the 10-yard line. Crowd doesn't like it, but that's a nice conservative, safe call. There's a flag down on the play. And a nice conservative hold to go with it.
Yeah, I think you got to kneel down, Sam. I mean, you've got to tell Trent, take the snap and kneel down. You don't risk a fumble on an exchange or a penalty.
Holding, number 82 on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, still 1st down.
Dalvin Harper, that's either 3 or 4 offensive holding.
But it's the last 3 in a row, they've come up 1st and 20. In this case, it's only going to be 15 because it's half the distance to the goal.
With only 19 seconds to go, let's see what Sam Weiss comes up with. They'll give it to Rett. Fights his way outside the 10 to about the 13-yard line. Wayne Simmons made the tackle for Green Bay. That's the end of the first half. Our score, Green Bay 3, Tampa Bay 0. Now let's join Chris Berman for the Acura halftime report. 3-0 Green Bay at the half. If the Packers win, they guarantee themselves a playoff spot. The Bucs have to win to stay alive for the playoffs. They have not had a winning season since 1982. Hendrick to kick to Ellison, 37, and Bobby Joe Edmonds back with him at the 3.
Now, this is one of those games, Mike, where Green Bay comes in, I think, playing better football. They've been real hot, but the score only 3-0 in their favor. They have to be careful. You leave Tampa Bay in this game long enough, they're going to think that they can get something done, and they might. Ellison from the 9.
return to the 35. Let's check in with Mark Malone.
Thanks, Mike. Warren Sapp was in our spotlight for the first half. Sam Weiss looking for big plays out of the young man. For the most part, he was relatively successful. Take a look at these numbers. Run at 3 times, 15 yards, made 3 tackles, a quarterback pressure. He was doubled only 3 times out of 24 plays. That's a byproduct of the Packers offense. We're going to switch our spotlight now to Sean Jones, the Packers defensive end of 12 years as he battles Paul Gruber, the old veteran tackle for the Tampa Bay Bucs. Mike?
All right, Mark, that'll be interesting. 2 veteran warriors going against each other. Best starting position of the night for Tampa Bay from its own 35. Bill for the throw on first down. Has time, goes into the flat, complete to Dave Moore. When you take a look at the first half statistics, Green Bay dominating, especially in the passing yards, but the big one that stands out, an end zone interception for each ball club. Also, the time of possession nearly even after the Packers had a 2-1 advantage in the first quarter, Joe.
They've done a good job, I think, Tampa Bay, of controlling the tempo of this game. Dilfer's doing a nice job of getting the ball out, and Sam Weiss mixing up the calls very well.
2nd and 2. Rhett stopped at the line of scrimmage, and Fritz Shurmur said the key is to stop the run and not give up the big play. And Reggie White told us that Fritz Shurmur would probably be more conservative with him out of the line.
Yeah, and he has been. You haven't seen Leroy Butler, who usually comes a lot from the secondary, number 36, get involved in any pass rushes. And that's not Eric Rhett's type of running, dancing around. He's got to hit the holes and find the creases quick.
2 tight ends on 3rd and short. Rhett has the first down. Gaping hole up the middle. Pryor and Butler combined on the tackle, but not until he got to the 36.
Mike, this is a case where Green Bay has got a fairly large defensive line. Tampa Bay's offensive line is not that big, so they can't hold them out. All they can do is create quick holes. Ian Beckles, number 62, does a nice job of making the hit. You don't want to ask a small line to sustain blocks. Just give everybody creases, and that's what happened on that one.
And Beckles is the one guy up there who is not small at 304. Dilfer with good protection again. Now he's chased and sacked at the 46. And that is a coverage sack. Sean Jones, 6.5 on the season.
This one isn't really a coverage sack. This is interference in the eyes of the quarterback. See, Harper's open down the field, and also Dilfer has somebody in the flat. What he has is Sean Jones right in his vision. See when he tries to throw? Now, he doesn't even get a chance to look down the field. I mean, it was a coverage sack, but that was something that the defensive end created, not the secondary.
2nd and 19. 4-man rush. Dilfer over the middle, incomplete at the 32. Thrown for Hawkins. The coverage by Leroy Butler. In the last 2 plays, he's had some happy feet.
He has. He's not real comfortable with this offense yet. He's still a rookie, in my mind, even though he was on the team last year, missed all the training camp. Gone, forget it. He's still a rookie. You're going to see, I think, this kid improve. A lot like we saw Brett Favre improve as he became more comfortable with Green Bay's offense.
If he improves as much as Brett Favre,
they'll be happy.
Great quarter.
They'll be happy here in Tampa.
3rd and 19. Steps up in the pocket, guns it over the middle, complete to the 23. That's a first down for the Packers.
That's nice, gutsy hanging in the pocket. You know it's 3rd and 19. You know they're coming after you, and you still stay in the pocket. He is tough, I'll tell you that. This is in real time on the clock. Look at the job the offensive line does. A good 3.4. He finally gets a throw up in the air a little bit. He's been throwing low all day. Copeland does a nice job of going to get it for him.
Copeland wanted to make sure he had the first down, and he did. First down, Bucks at the 23. Rhett. Dilfer Dilfer banged into the up back on the way back and messed up the timing a little bit. That was Dave Moore, the H-back.
Trent Dilfer in 9.5 games has not thrown a touchdown pass. I've actually lost count. He did the amount of throws, but it's over 250.
In Fresno State, he didn't go 9.5 minutes without throwing a touchdown pass. And he has a shot at a very dubious record. Carl Sweetan, Mike Phipps, and Mark Rippon had 4 touchdown passes in his season with 300 attempts. Dilfer is trying to get there. 2nd and 8. Got all the tools, though, folks. Dilfer, Hawkins on another flanker screen. That's 4 times, and the Packers haven't stopped it yet.
You know, when Courtney Hawkins started to go in motion, the first thing that went through my mind is he's not really going to throw this again. And he does. I mean, what they're doing is they're forcing the secondary coverage of the Packers to loosen up with motion. As they loosen up, you see how they run off. They allow Courtney Hawkins to make plays. Now, this is his forte. He does an excellent job running after he gets his hands on the football. The smallest of the receivers at 5'9", but the niftiest.
1st and goal, Tampa Bay. Packers show blitz, and they come with it. Dilfer unload. Down to the 3-yard line, Dave Moore.
You know what the hardest thing is right now for Trent Dilfer? Trent Dilfer has got to put out of his mind anything about touchdown passes. He just has to concentrate like he's been doing. Good play action fake. Does a nice job of rolling and gets the ball up without hesitation. That's the key for making the completion.
With that psychology part of the factor, would you run it here instead of throw?
I would run it on 1st and 10. I would run it on 2nd down and possibly throw when I had to. Tampa Bay has done a good job of running inside the 5-yard line when they've gotten there.
Eric Rett, just short of the goal line. Opened up a nice hole for him. Sean Jones saved the touchdown.
If you talked about Ian Beckles being the biggest guy, Mike, number 62. Why not run over him? What a terrific job he does on John Yurkovich.
3rd and goal from a foot. And Reggie,
this is where you want him in there.
He might throw on a uniform.
See, Tampa Bay, I think they just have to pound it in again.
Here's the same formation with Sapp lined up in that slot. Ellison, touchdown.
Well, every coach I've ever had, Mike, all they've done to me is emphasize the first drive of the second half sets the tempo of the game for you in the second half. Same thing with the first drive of the first half. Tampa Bay's accomplished that. Hey, it worked once over Ian Beckles to get close. Why not go again? Left part of your screen there, number 62. Just crawling through, creates the hole. Couldn't even get the leapers in to try and make a hit on Ellison.
The Bucs take the lead, trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Husted for the point after. 7-3, Tampa Bay. Jerry Ellison out of Tennessee, Chattanooga with the 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Castrol Syntec, the full synthetic motor oil that protects in ways other oils can't. By McDonald's, official brake of the NFL. And by MasterCard. MasterCard. It's more than a credit card. It's smart money.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers trying to stay alive in the playoffs. They could even their record at 500 and keep the Packers from getting into the playoffs this week. Morgan on a bouncer at the 10. Goes down at the 20. We've got a timeout. 7-3, Tampa Bay. For one of the few times this year, the Tampa Bay defense is saluting its offense.
It really is, and that's the thing that they've been complaining about the last 6 weeks, why their production is down. The offense hasn't done their part. Well, the offense just did their part, and I think now the pressure is on Green Bay's offense. The vaunted nature that they've had and the success that they've had, they've got to produce a drive to help their defense out.
Favre will start from his own 20. Quick set, throws in the flat, but only a yard for Anthony Morgan. Outstanding drive for the Bucs. Took off more than 6 minutes on the clock, and Dilfer hit 4 out of 5 on that drive.
But the big one was a 3rd down and 19. You could call this a textbook drive, Mike, but he skipped from chapter 4 to chapter 16 in a hurry with that completion.
2nd and 9, Green Bay, approaching the 8-minute mark, 3rd quarter. Bennett, nothing. Stuffed as he got to the line of scrimmage. You know the name we haven't called tonight? Mark Shimura, the outstanding tight end. He hasn't been part of the game plan.
No, he hasn't. Tampa Bay has done a good job of taking him away, but also, I mean, they have not allowed Green Bay to get into any kind of a rhythm passing game. They're forcing him to come up 3rd and long every time. That is not what Mike Holmgren wants, nor is that the design of this offense.
3rd and 9. Favre has to scramble and throws for the first down. Brooks came back to get it. Brett Favre has improved his decision-making process so much. 2 years ago, you know he runs on that play.
And he looks so much more in control. Warren Sapp, number 99, really does a pull job on Aaron Taylor, goes inside, flushes Favre out, and Brooks just runs across the formation. Brent lays it out to him, makes the good catch.
Dorsey Levens gets a carry. And Lonnie Martz was right there. Lonnie Martz has played excellent positional defense tonight. And every down linebacker that they picked up from Kansas City.
The thing that he does so well, Mike, is he closes on running plays. I mean, if the play is away from him, he can chase it down. He's put on a little bit of bulk. He's about 235 now, almost 238. So if somebody's running at him, he can handle a tight end as well.
Edgar Bennett back in on 2nd and 8. Favre looks near side. Throws complete for the first time to Mark Shimura, but he couldn't hold it.
Derek Brooks, number 55. We talked about his ability to get around the field as an athlete. Here he is covering Mark Shimura to the right flat. He's right in his hip pocket. No, there's a catch that Shimura probably would make 8 out of 10 times.
3rd and 8. The crowd really in it. Favre on the run, sideline. Incomplete, out of bounds. Morgan made the great catch, but apparently couldn't get both feet in.
And there's a case where I think Brett Favre was fighting his own human nature. There's one where he probably could have taken off and made the play. As he scrambles up the field, I think he can pick up 7 yards. He tries to make the throw. Now remember, if the official thought the receiver could come down inbounds, it would have been a catch. But he did get the 1 foot in and slid out.
That was awful close because there was contact that drove him toward the sideline. Bobby Joe Edmonds waits for the punt. Late fair catch signal and makes it at the 25. Flag is down. 40-yard punt, no return.
Well, if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have the ball on the 25-yard line, it's got to do something to set them back because every drive they've had has done that. Just makes sense. What they're doing is they're calling it against Bobby Joe Edmonds for not giving a clear indication of a fair catch.
Invalid fair catch signal. Number 41 of the receivers, 5 yards, first down and 10. That's a timeout.
Instead of the fair catch signal, Bobby Joe Edmonds just gave him a little hello wave, and that won't cut it. 7-3, Tampa Bay, third quarter from high above. Our shots from the Goodyear Blunt Stars and Stripes. And our thanks to Captain Daniels and his crew for the many spectacular shots in tonight's telecast over strangely cold Tampa, Florida. Dilfer, short set, goes complete out to the 30.
What Dilfer's not doing is he's not trying to force anything down the field. He gets back in a good rhythm, and he's making the throws to the receivers that are in one-on-one coverage. You know, Trent Dilfer would not have been Tampa Bay's quarterback had Craig Erickson not moved on in free agency. The Bucs did not want to lose him, but he wound up being traded because they knew they couldn't pay both of them the amount of money. I'm not traded.
Under the cap, there's just no way you can pay two quarterbacks the starting salary in this league anymore. Eric Rett on the toss, breaks a tackle. Eric Rett is one of the unsung running backs in this league. First, he plays for Tampa Bay, a team that hasn't had a winning season forever. And second, because he doesn't get that much exposure. But this guy runs hard every time he has the ball.
And we talk about 1,000-yard backs, Mike. He had 1,003 coming in. This is that toss they ran earlier. This time he goes right by Leroy Butler. Butler tries to turn him in, and you wind up having Mike Pryor come over and make the play. They can't afford to lose a safety because they only have Pryor and Butler active.
Pryor in there tonight for the injured George Teague, who has a broken toe. Dilfer right back to work to Jackie Harris into Packer territory. He's brought down by middle linebacker Joe Kelly.
Do you sense Trent Dilfer's confidence building? I mean, can you feel it, Mike?
Yep.
You can just feel it. People at home are feeling it through the TV.
And how many times, well, he's not Oral Roberts. I don't know if they're feeling it through the TV.
Okay, but
how many times have we talked about rhythm? And when a quarterback gets on rhythm, and that's exactly what Sam Weiss said Trent Dilfer had not been doing, throwing on time. He's 16 out of 23, 152 yards tonight. He'd love to get that touchdown, though. Rett bulling his way inside the 45 to the 42 where Kelly made the tackle. The rap on Eric Rett coming out of the University of Florida, well, he's not fast. One of these days, people are going to quit looking at just numbers and say this kid can play football.
And you have to have offensive line up front. Watch Ian Beckles. He will smash, do a great job on Jurkovic, turns him, just turns him, and Rett does a nice job of finding the room, but he stayed with him. That's what coaches talk about, finishing blocks. That was a block that was finished.
First and 10, Dilfer changing the play. Four-man rush by the Packers, and now Dilfer just throws it away. Well, he held it a long time, but he was going to make sure it wasn't picked and just tossed it out.
He's getting a standing ovation from the people in Tampa. What would think that an incomplete pass thrown away would get an ovation from the fans?
Well, they've seen him so many times in that situation this year, just chuck it down the middle late. Sam Weiss says he has no doubt that Trent Dilfer will eventually be a heck of a quarterback. It's that growing process that drives coaches crazy. Here comes the blitz. Dilfer unloads. Knocked away at the last moment by Lenny McGill. Underthrown to Harper, who had his man beat.
That was a case where Dilfer just couldn't step into the ball. He gets a lot of pressure, and the ball just flutters in the air. Now, Alvin Harper, he can make a play on this. If the ball is a little bit more out into the field, but it flutters and heads on out. That's another thing you have to consider, Mike, is Dilfer is throwing into the wind. So that ball hung a little bit for him as well.
3rd and 10. Good protection up front. Jackie Harris can't hold it. Would have had a shot at the first down, and Leroy Butler, talk about undersung players, was right there to make the play.
Now, Jackie Harris has been a big target for Trent Dilfer. Now, Dilfer wants to go to him. He comes out, does a nice move. Good job out. Ball's thrown a little bit behind him, yes, but a play that Jackie would make most of the time.
So they'll have to punt it away. The line of scrimmage to Green Bay 42. Fryer and Freeman wait at the 10. Roby goes to the sideline and gets it pretty well. 7-3. Dilfer Weiss and company with the lead.
Sean Jones in our spotlight, and at 6'7", one of the toughest things to do is to block him because he can go inside or outside. So what Tampa's doing now, putting a tight end on him. But look, he works off both the tight ends, gets Gruber going and makes the sack there. And then, how about this? Plays off of Jackson and makes the tackle. And take a look at these numbers so far on Sean Jones. These are second half numbers. They've run at him twice for 4 yards. He's made 2 tackles, 1 solo, and he has 1 sack. So even though they're putting a tight end on him, guys, he's having some impact here in the second half. Mike?
And Mark, obviously they're going to target him more tonight because Reggie White isn't in there. Green Bay starts from just outside its own 10. William Henderson, number 30, in at running back. Favre. Brooks went down for it at the 35 and incomplete. Charles Dimry on the coverage. Central Division quarterbacks in the NFC have been amazing this year. The production they have rung up, led by Brett Favre. For the first time ever, 4 quarterbacks in the same division have thrown for at least 25 touchdown passes. Dilfer would have to get 22 in the next 2 weeks to make it 5.
Don't think he's going to quite get there. You also have to consider the receivers that are in this division also. They help an awful lot.
2nd and 10. Bennett is back in. Play action. Nice fake by Favre. Jackson to the 20, a couple of yards short of a first down.
Good play action fake by Brett Favre.
Keith Jackson joined this team late. He did not want to accept the trade and only came up after the Packers were already showing a lot of success. And I know that's your complaint with what he did, and it's my complaint with what he did.
Well, you know, he was quoted as saying, if this football team was 2-4, I wouldn't be here. But Mike Holmgren sat down with his 5-player committee and said, listen, we want him in. What do you guys think? They said he can help us. Mike said, fine.
3rd and 2. Favre throws for the first down. Jackson to the 38-yard line. To his credit, Keith Jackson had only caught 8 balls coming into this game. Former All-Pro, you would expect him to be a lot more involved, but he's not complained about it because he knows the situation.
And it's plays like this, Mike, both by Favre and Jackson, the reason why. Look at Favre get rid of this. He's got a free runner, marks in his face. Now Jackson feels the blitz, gets his head around real quick, and makes the play. I think one team that misses him tremendously is the Miami Dolphins, to be honest with you.
Dan Marino will tell you that right away. It's a big play to keep this drive going. Favre, play action. How strong he is to get away from the pressure, and Brooks can't hold it. Great throw by Favre, and Brooks let the ball get into his body. Tony Stargell was there on the coverage, but Brooks should have caught that one.
Brett Favre, is so strong. He scrambles out, makes the throw. This is right on the chest. And a good stick. Get the helmet up into the ball and make him cough it up.
Stargell is there at the corner because Mayhew is out, injured his knee earlier. Stargell was brought back because of injury after being cut early. Draw play, Bennett. And right away, Kenneth Gant, the strong safety, stepped up and was there.
See, Kenneth Gant really was brought to the Bucs because of his great special team play in Dallas. That's what he's the cheerleader out there. He gets the fans pumped. but he's playing the safety position and doing a darn good job of it.
Because Lynch is hurt again. Hey, this Tampa Bay defense has stepped up tonight. Third and 7. Too high for Brooks, covered by Dimrick. Excuse me, intended for Anthony Morgan. So the Packers will have to kick it away again. Bobby Joe Edmonds waits at the 15. Edmonds with a running start. Bobby Joe Edmonds, a 17-yard return after a 41-yard punt. Boomer, there haven't been many highlights like that for the Pats this year. Haven't been too many highlights for the Bucs in the last few weeks, but they're working on one tonight. Rest. That play shouldn't have gone anywhere, and he got 5 yards out of it. That's the end of the third quarter. Tampa Bay leading Green Bay 7-3. Jerry Ellison's 4th rushing touchdown of the season, the difference in this game. Buccaneers lead the Packers 7-3. 15 more minutes of football from the sombrero. And who is this?
Oh, no.
My snappy dressing partner, the cheesehead, and there are his buddies. Mort looks good in cheddar, doesn't he?
Art! Donald?
The Bucs are trying to disappoint the cheesehead. Dilfer had it batted down. Leroy Butler coming from the corner.
That's something that Fritz Shurmur did not do in the first half. He did not bring Leroy Butler from either side, and therefore he wasn't involved in putting any pressure on Dilfer. Now he brings him on the side of Sean Jones, which means that the tackles are going to be tied up and he'll come one-on-one. Right part of your screen, he just makes a jump over Eric Rett and knocks it down.
And Leroy Butler loves that. He said he'd rather knock a guy in the next week than get an interception. Dilfer under pressure. Jones hits him as he throws. There's a flag down. Pass complete to Harper, but this one is going to come back. It's a hold. So Green Bay's defense trying to put pressure on Sam Weish, and it worked the last 2 plays.
But an excellent job by Trent Dilfer, just scrambling out and making a play. He didn't look like he was going to have the opportunity to turn and make a throw.
Holding, number 60 on the offense. 10 yards, still 3rd down.
That's Jim Pine, the left guard.
Number 60, the right part of your screen. He's hanging on to Gilbert Brown, number 93. Got that pad up in the air. Dilfer does a terrific job to get his body turned to make the throw. This should be old hat for Sam. They've converted 3rd down and 19.
And Sam has seen his young quarterback grow up some tonight, hasn't he? Bobby Joe Edmonds checks in, goes to a slot. Dilfer double pump, got out of trouble. Incomplete. Bobby Joe Edmonds had a shot at it at the sideline. Great play by Dilfer, not only to avoid the sack, but then a perfect throw.
Really keeps himself composed while he's running around that field for his life. Here's the pressure up the middle. It's going to be a quick pump and go, I think. Jones goes inside. Now he sets and puts a lot of touch on this thing. I don't don't know what pass interference is, but that could have gone either way. And like we saw one earlier, Mike, it didn't get called. The refs are letting them play.
Doug Evans had a hand in there. Roby, the punt. Antonio Freeman is deep. Fair catch at the 25. A 46-yard punt, no return. 13:59 to go in the game.
Recently, the Broncos and 49ers showcased their talents in Tokyo.
Love is a many splendid thing.
Zone West karaoke.
Stand by your man. Blame it on the bossa nova. The dance of
Where the players brought no ability to carry a tune, but did bring their Visa card, because Zone West can accept just about anything except American Express. Now use your Visa card and win a chance to see the NFL's best belted out at the Super Bowl.
ESPN Sunday Night NFL is brought to you by Cadillac and your Cadillac dealer, creating a higher standard. By Pentax, life is fun. You've got the pictures to prove it. Pentax, available wherever fine cameras are sold. And by Skill Power Tools. Think of all the things you can do.
13:59 to go in the game. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Mark Malone with you from Tampa. Green Bay takes over at its own 26. Packers trying to make the playoffs. The Bucs trying to stay alive. Edgar Bennett nowhere to go as the Buccaneers defense swarms. Hardy Nickerson led the charge.
They do a great job of getting the safeties up supporting as well. They're doing a terrific job of recognizing where Brett Favre wants the ball to go.
And what a changeup for the Buccaneers. The first 6 times he's played Tampa Bay, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He is 6-0 against this team. No touchdowns and a pick tonight.
Rusty Tillman, the new defensive coordinator, doing a terrific job.
Favre with a pump fake, then down the sideline, incomplete, flag down. That's going to be because Stargell gave him a hip and ran him out of bounds. This year, a point of emphasis for the officials. You cannot run a man off his route.
Nuzzling, they call it, Michael. They're just nuzzling. You know, the other thing is, too, Mike, is if the defensive back is looking back.
Pass interference. Number 45 on the defense. Touchdown!
He has an opportunity to make a play as well. We're going to get a good look at it. There's the move. Stargell's look now. He's got him, and he looks back for the ball. Now, there's 2 guys fighting for the ball. I don't see it. I just don't see it. Ingram's angle took him towards the sidelines. That was a good defensive play.
Big break for Green Bay. They have the ball at the Tampa Bay 48. Favre under pressure rolls out of it. Ingram with a short catch to the 45. The Pro Bowl Selection Show. Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. we'll have the exclusive announcement of this year's AFC and NFC teams. Join Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Joe Theismann for highlights, analysis, and interviews with the NFL's biggest stars. That's Thursday, 7:30. Do we have a show that you're not on?
No, but I don't think they're going to make that one any longer.
Mike Holmgren, one of the most personable and finest coaches around. Play action by Favre. Throw short to Levin. And they're going to say he was down. The official made the call immediately as Derek Brooks was over there. Once the ball hits the ground, if the running back still has it in his possession, it's down.
The ground cannot cause a fumble. That's the thing you have to remember. He's reaching for the extra yards, but if his knees are on the ground and the ball comes out, the ground cannot cause the fumble. There's another look-see. Watch his knees. Are they on the ground? Yep. The whole body's on the ground and the ball bounces out. Oh, you asked me what show? I'm not on body shape. That's what I'm so far.
3rd and less than a yard. Levin. It's the second time they've given it to him in short yardage, and he's been able to pick it up. We talked about the Pro Bowl show, and earlier we mentioned the wide receivers. Look at these guys. Now, there are a couple running backs in here. All over 1,000 yards, and half of them are going to be left at home.
And most of them will be over 100 catches. I mean, Herman Moore, sensationally. Brett Perriman, you've got two going there. Chris Carter, another one. Jake Reed in Minnesota has done a terrific job. Jerry Rice, obviously.
I was looking at Metcalf, but he's not a running back anymore. He's playing that run and shoot. Favre wants a screen. Levin. Look at the hustle by that Bucs defense. They just came from everywhere. Tony Bowie was there. Santana Dotson chased it down from behind. Nickerson was in there.
Mike, they're playing with a lot of purpose because if they don't win, they are gone. And that is not what they want to do. It's been a long time since the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had an opportunity to play into December with purpose and reason.
And Sam Weiss, of course, one of the coaches who's on the hot seat. In his fourth year of a 5-year contract, he knows as well as anybody he may not serve out that 5th year, whether this team stays here or not. Shimura and Jackson, two tight ends on 2nd and 5. Favre, short set to Brooks. Brooks, first down to the 20. Beats Stargell to the inside, a gain of 12.
Tony Stargell really wasn't close. Brooks just comes off and hangs nice and easy. He doesn't run away from the hole. Watch when he comes off. You win at the line of scrimmage. And he comes hard inside and then just hesitates. Does a nice job of controlling his body to make the play.
Brooks, 6 catches, 69 yards tonight. And it's a good thing because the running game hasn't worked. Edgar Bennett with only 37 yards. Favre under pressure, throws complete. Shimura dives to the 8-yard line. First down, Green Bay. The first catch of the night for Mark Shimura. In his last game, he had 7 for 109 yards against Cincinnati.
We talked about the Green Bay offense having to do something to help their defense out. They've done a great job, kept this drive 7 plays, 4 minutes and 30 seconds so far on a 65-yard drive.
Both of these teams have been superb in this situation. The Packers on offense, the Bucs on defense. Shimura is open. Instead, he goes to Jackson. Touchdown. Brett Favre had his pick. Both tight ends were open.
And that's the one thing that Mike Holmgren told us last night. With the addition of Keith Jackson, he can put the 2 receivers to one side, the 2 tight ends to the other, and create a mismatch. And that's exactly what they did on that play. To the right part of your screen will be the 2 tight ends. There's the play action fake. Now it's 1 or 2. Jackson in a hole in the middle. Shimura is out to the right as well.
The 32nd touchdown pass of the year for Brett Favre, number 1 in the NFL. The point after is good. Green Bay regains the lead at 10-7. Brett Favre leads the NFL in touchdown passes for Keith Jackson, his first touchdown score of the year. Packers have regained the lead 10-7. Brett Favre hit them all on that drive and then threw the touchdown pass. And here's a strange statistic for you. And I agree with this. I think Brett Favre should be the MVP this year. He's been brilliant. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have never won a game when it's under 43 degrees. Right now it's 39. That's not good news. Ellison and Edmonds wait the kick. Edmonds. Second good return of the night out to the 38. Let's go back to the touchdown, Joe.
Mike, what the Packers are trying to do is they're trying to create a mismatch over here. But look at Hardy Nickerson's head. He's looking this way. When he turns around, the first thing he's going to see is play action fake. He thinks it's a run. That opens up this huge hole for Keith Jackson or Mark Shimura out to the left. But the fact that Hardy Nickerson was looking out trying to get the coverage called, when he swung his head around, it was, holy mackerel, it's a run. I should get up there, and it wasn't good. Let me give you another statistic. Tampa Bay has never lost a game when they've been ahead this year in the third quarter. At the end of the third quarter.
Something's going to give then. Dilfer 16 out of 28 on the night. Pressure. Threw the ball, no flag, incomplete. That's how strong Trent Dilfer is. He had two people there, and it's my understanding if one guy's got you, if the second man is there, they're going to blow the whistle.
You know, again, you're leaving so much up to the discretion of the officials. I think that was a good no call.
Kuntz and Labaudy were right there.
I kidded him about his weight, and he said, hey, look, I needed to take the punishment, and you're right. Watch this. Nobody buys the play-action fake. There's one, there's two, and he still muscles it out.
2nd and 10. Dilfer throws short, complete for about 5 yards to Courtney Hawkins. Joe Kelly with a little show of emotion as he plants him in the turf. Kelly's always been that emotional, aggressive player. Had his best year with the Jets. Likes it inside here. He never liked being an outside linebacker.
He's more suited to stop the run. I mean, if he gets caught in pass coverage, he's sort of lost, but does a terrific job of covering the short areas if he has to and stuffing the run.
3rd and 5. Approaching 8 minutes. 4-man rush. Good protection in the first down at the Packer 43-yard line.
Oh, didn't Horace Copeland make that look sweet? He just does a nice job of coming back and snatching the ball out of the air. But it's not going to get done unless you get the blocking up front. That's not a big offensive line. Gruber does a terrific job on Sean Jones. You see Pine, you see Mayberry, and Beckles. Watch this catch. Just as sweet as can be. Get those hands up and right there.
Copeland drove Lenny McGill off the ball and now has 7 catches for 91 yards. Rep, little stutter step. Eric Rep, still on his feet. Man, I really like Eric Rep.
You aren't alone. I can hear the noise in here too, as well as I.
He's gone over 100 yards, 18 carries for 104. Give him 1,100 plus for the year.
Look at the job of running. There's one tackle he breaks with a face mask. There's another one. He's not stopping. Good job by his receivers helping him out. There's a couple more. Gives you that low center of gravity. Runs with a lot of power for a little guy.
Rhett and Ellison both in there together. Ellison on the toss. Nothing. The best pregame show in the NFL can now be seen on Saturday and Sunday at 11:30 a.m. sharp with Chris Berman and the gang on NFL Game Day. Then at 7, all the highlights of all the games on prime time. And at 8 p.m. Eastern, Sunday Night NFL, the Oakland Raiders and the Seahawks in an AFC West battle. Michael Husted wondering if it will be up to him to try and tie it. He'd rather have his teammates get a touchdown and take the lead. Dilfer on a roll. Throws complete, first down to the 20-yard line. Lamar Thomas makes the catch. Third-year man out of Miami. Excuse me, not a first down. Was second at about 12. That gained about 7. Thomas only his 6th catch of the year, been troubled by a knee this season.
And Mike, he's averaged 17-4. Mike Holmgren seeing something that very few people have seen, and that is a consistent drive in Tampa Bay offense.
This is the best by far they have done. 58% tonight on third down. Here comes the delayed blitz. Dilfer throws incomplete. Right at the marker, Doug Evans on the coverage against Courtney Hawkins.
That was a good call by Fritz Shermer against Sam Weich's call of the sprint out. Bring the blitz. That way he can't get outside the rush because it's coming from all over, and make him throw quick, and that caused him to be inaccurate.
Now Husted, the numbers on the season.
From 40 to 49 yards, he's only hit 50%, Mike.
Just sneaks it past the left upright. We are tied in chilly Tampa Bay, 10-10. 10 with 4 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the game. The Bucs have tied it, set to kick off. Another nice scoring drive. Although they wanted the touchdown, they settled with the field goal and not the score. Freeman with a return, room to the outside. And a nice return past the 30. Timeout, 4:38 left in the game.
Welcome back to Tampa Stadium. Sean Jones is in our spotlight tonight. The 6'7" defensive end has got some amazing techniques. An arm span that's got to be 10 feet long. And look at this, 3.5 yards outside of Gruber. And watch him get leverage. The club and the uppercut puts pressure on Dilfer, almost gets the hit. Now they put a tight end out there. He beats Armstrong, the tight end, inside with a fake, and Gruber to the inside, and then eventually forces Dilfer outside the pocket. He's really been effective when they've doubled him or when he's been single. Here are the numbers so far in the second half. 1 sack, 2 quarterback pressures, and he's left his calling card twice on Dilfer with 2 quarterback hits. Mike?
And Mark, Reggie White said other guys are going to have to step up tonight, and I'm interested to see who does it. And it should make our football team better. And Sean Jones has been certainly one of the guys who stepped up. Edgar Bennett hasn't had much running room all night long. Got it nearly to the 35. Hardy Nickerson makes the tackle here.
Good job by Warren Sapp, number 99. Got great quickness, very smart, recognizes screens and draws. Rusty Tillman was telling me this kid here has great natural instincts as he moves down the line. That time he pursued Bennett, got him down.
Shamora and Jackson in at tight end together. Favre looking that direction, instead dumps it to Edgar Bennett. Maybe a half yard shy of a first down at the 40. Brad Culpepper made the tackle. Under 4 minutes left.
Like we talk about the great comeback quarterbacks in football. First there's Montana, now John Elway, Dan Marino. Rusty Tillman does not want to see Brett Favre fall into that category or start to build his stats in that way.
Packers number 1 in the NFL on third down conversion. Levens didn't make it. Chidi Ahanotu made the stop twice in a row before. Levens got the same play and got the first down.
Chidi Ahanotu is just going to take a hard inside charge. He has one responsibility, and that's to fire it hard inside. Comes down. Plays the block off of the tight end. He can't make the play, and Green Bay's going to punt it out. All he wants to do is get in the backfield and make penetration. That's exactly what he did.
Clock running, 2:41 and counting. Bobby Joe Edmonds is deep. Beautiful kick by Hendrick with a tough wing. Bobby Joe Edmonds had a seam, couldn't quite get there, stopped at the 25. A return of 11 after a beautiful punt of 47. Pete Crawford made the tackle. There's a lot riding on this one. The Packers clinch a playoff berth and have a better leg up on the division title. The Bucs must win to stay alive. And it's been a long time since they've had that opportunity in December.
And, you know, it's one of the things that this football team is starting to learn to do, to be competitive through an entire game, but to be playing for some reason in December other than to get to Christmas.
Sam Weiss under fire, but remember, he started from nothing with this franchise. Right. Eric Rett behind Dave Moore. Dilfer changing the play. Short set, knockdown. Great play by Leroy Butler. Butler recognized when they changed the play, stepped up, and waved Lenny McGill deep and was right where he needed to be.
Knew exactly what he wanted to do. All this is recognition. He's lower part of your screen, number 36. He's coming. He sees it, stops it, swats it away. There's another guy that has a great feel for being around the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Blitz off the corner, and Dilfer and sack. Sean Jones with his 2nd sack of the night, and a huge play.
Michael, we've seen Sean Jones come outside in space. We talked about the moves that he can make. This is a Reggie White power type move. He starts out and then just lowers his head and bull rushes Gruber right back into Dilfer. Trent Dilfer has nowhere to go.
And the Buccaneers are going to let the clock work down to the 2-minute warning. They need to talk it over because they face a 3rd and 16. Sean Jones and Reggie White, the bookend defensive ends. And Pack and Buccaneers, 2 minutes to go.
Reggie White isn't playing, but before the game, he wanted everybody to understand what's at stake. Got everybody together. There's Sean Jones right there. Watch this. Who's doing the talking? Who's doing the listening? Sean Jones getting his teammates fired up with the Reverend in the middle.
He said somebody's got to step up. There have been several somebodies. 3rd and 16. Sean Jones with 2 sacks. Huge play for the Bucs season. Comes the blitz. Dilfer throws complete to the 40. It's the 1st down.
Oh, you talk about making big plays. Boy, there's a giant step for Trent Dilfer.
And Copeland comes up limping after making another big catch.
Trent Dilfer just steps up, buys time, anticipates the hole. Now, this is something I watched him on film not do. Anticipate where the receiver is. He did it that time.
125 and counting. Dilfer short set, throws, and dropped right in the hands of Alvin Harper. Crawford came up to hit him, but the Boo Birds are letting Alvin Harper know they're not real thrilled with the way he's played tonight.
And he's not happy either. This is an excellent throw. This is 1st down and 10 at a crucial time in the game. You need this catch, Alvin. You got to make this play. Everybody's counting on you.
They got him to be the go-to guy. 2nd and 10. Clock stopped a minute 20. Dilfer has that one batted down at the line of scrimmage by Matt LaBounty.
You see what happens when guys don't make plays for you? Instead of it being now 3rd down and 3, it's 3rd down and 10 again. I mean, it's, you know, when crunch time comes around, you need your big play guys to make big plays.
And that drop depresses the defense, or depresses the offense and fires up the defense.
I mean, Tampa Bay has got to keep this drive alive, win this game if they want any hopes to stay in the playoffs.
3rd and 10. Dilfer got it done last time. That time it was the reliable Horace Copeland.
I'll tell you what's important now. Tampa Bay can't get down. They've had 2 receivers disappoint the offense. They just have to hang tough, try and take this thing to OT. Green Bay has got to try and get position to kick a field goal. Copeland right inside, tries to make the play, and fights it.
Reggie Roby booms one. They let it go. It will make the end zone. People had better not blame Trent Dilfer if the Buccaneers lose tonight. He has played an outstanding game.
Gutsy, clutch performer.
Take a look at our Visa storyline. If you joined us late, Reggie White did not play tonight. For the first time in his career, a streak of 166 games comes to an end. Favre has thrown for 232 yards. You would expect him to have a touchdown, but he had a rare interception. Copeland had 8 catches, but he just dropped a huge one that would have kept the drive alive. The yards almost dead even, as is the score.
The big thing here for Tampa Bay on defense is you don't want to give up a big reception, probably to one of the tight ends down the middle of the field. For Green Bay, you want to try and get a good 15, 20-yard pass somewhere in this drive. You've got 3 timeouts. There's no hurry. Got a good 8 or 9 plays in this drive, even with a minute left.
And if you're thinking field goal, Jackie would be kicking into a win that's also slightly across. Favre, 24 out of 39 tonight. Under pressure and just throws it away.
Now, Mike, the ball has got to cross the line of scrimmage for it not to be a grounding call.
And I'm not sure he was out of the pocket either.
And that ball, I don't believe, crossed the line of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage is the 20-yard line. Now, for it to not be intentional grounding, it's got to cross the line of scrimmage.
Well, the rule actually says at or near.
Well, there it is. The 20-yard line is the line. Let's remember that. There's the throw. There's the ball.
Well, you got to say that's near, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. And you have to be that. A break for Green Bay. Favre wants the screen, but beautifully defensed.
Warren Sapp, what a terrific job of reading the screens. Remember I said earlier, this is the thing that impresses Rusty Tillman so much. He sees it, he feels it, he knows when a lineman's trying to bait him. There's the big guy. He's just going to slide over. He feels the block, slides on out. He knows they're not trying to block him. Aaron Taylor's not trying to knock him down. Hey, that kid can play.
If the Bucs can hold here, they have all 3 of their timeouts left with 51 seconds to go. Crowd on its feet, 74,000 strong. Favre to Brooks, first down. What a big throw by Brett Favre, and there was no doubt about it.
That's why he's Brett Favre, and that's why he should be the MVP of the National Football League. And what a performance by Robert Brooks all year as well. This is just a quick post. He runs this one against Charles Dimry. Quick 3-step drop, fire it in. Dimry hardly in the picture. Brett with his patented wing one.
How do you spell Favre? It may be this year. And Brooks with 7 catches for 82 yards. Coming up next, Keith Olbermann, Dan Patrick with SportsCenter. They'll get you caught up on the NFL playoff picture and what happened with the Dallas Cowboys. The questions and the answers. Our conversation is with Brett Favre. That's followed by Primetime. Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, Bill Pito with a complete wrap-up of today's action in the NFL. You were talking about Brett Favre's arm as there is Dilfer hoping he gets another chance. Mark Ingram caught a touchdown pass at the end of last week's game. Said if I hadn't caught it, I'd be eating it. Play action by Favre. Good protection. Down the middle of Brooks. To the 32.
That's the one area of the football field that the Bucs seem to leave susceptible. The Packers will use another timeout.
Mike Magruder had the coverage, but Brooks beat him, and Favre put it right in stride.
Robert Brooks, one-on-one, man coverage. Johnson backing him up. But there it is, 2 receivers going simultaneously down the field, and one goes one way, one goes the other. Boy, that's a great route. You've got 2 receivers running right in front and in back of one another. Which one's going to go to the post? Which one's going to go to the corner? That time we saw Brooks go to the post.
Chris Jackie, well within his range, but remember, he would be kicking into a wind. From right here, it would be a 49-yard attempt, which is probably with the wind at the end of his range. It would probably make it 56-57 on a still day.
He talked about him. I mean, he's got great length from 40 yards out, great accuracy.
And we've seen that shot a couple of times tonight.
Rusty Tillman's defense has done a terrific job, as they have all year, playing their hearts out.
Bennett and Levens are the split back. Bucks show blitz, and here they come. Quick pass to Brooks. He's horse-collared at the 27. Clock continues to run.
Robert Brooks trying to get out of bounds. Good tackle.
Dimry did a good job and kept them in. 19 seconds and counting. And Favre will kill the clock. Mike Holmgren, really under the shadow of Vince Lombardi, no matter how far you are removed in time in Green Bay. So when he drives home on Lombardi Avenue. He passes the Lombardi Shopping Plaza and the Lombardi School, and then he goes home. And invariably, when someone gives him a gift, it's a picture of Vince Lombardi.
And we asked him, how do you feel about it? He said, I think it's great.
Favre trying to get a little closer because of the wind and throws. It should have been intercepted. Favre threw it right to Tony Stargell. He was the only one within 7 yards.
Well, you've seen 3 guys put the ball on the ground. Copeland, Harper, and now Stargell. Expect to make a big play. That's a big thing when winning football teams. Who's going to make a big play? He sees this all the way. Without doubt, without question. They're not even going to go. They're not going to do anything but try the field goal.
9 seconds left. It will be a 45-yard attempt for Chris Jackie, one of the clutch kickers in football. Harper praying that it's wide. And it is!
Chris Jackie tries to put a little extra on it, winds up hooking it just a little bit left.
I sense some free football coming our way.
I have a strange suspicion we're in for a little bit more time. Watch how low this ball comes out. I mean, he's trying to drive. See how low that thing comes out? He's just trying to drive it into the wind. And once it gets hooking, looks like my shot.
Brett Favre just devastated after driving them into position, and Alvin Harper, the prayer was answered this time. A chance for redemption. And Reggie White, he wanted to get out of here and back to that warm locker room. He'll have to wait.
Now, Dilfer's lined up in the shotgun.
He can throw it a mile. Intercepted. Here comes the return by Leroy Butler. And I'll tell you what, Joe, I got to question that call.
You know something? I've known Sam Weiss. I replaced Sam Weiss as a Redskin quarterback some 20 years ago. That play makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Your football team is playing their heart out. I don't even think Barry Switzer would try something like that, and he has not made good decisions. But I just don't agree with that one with Sam. I mean, 5 seconds, the guys have played hard. Line it up and let them go toe-to-toe again. Don't like that call at all.
I don't think you can let Barry Switzer off the hook that easily.
Well, you got a chance also getting your quarterback hurt, letting him run around out there as well.
Butler with his 5th interception.
Don't tempt fate. I mean, the opportunities are being presented to you. Don't tempt fate. And that's what I think he did on that one.
Because Butler is certainly capable of bringing that thing back 80 yards for a touchdown. Now here's the toss of the coin to see who gets it first in overtime.
Please call the toss in the air. Who's going to call it? You'll call it in the air. Heads. It's tails. Tampa Bay, your choice.
Tampa Bay 1-0 in overtime this year. The Packers facing their first overtime opportunity. We're tied at 10, ready to start overtime. If Green Bay wins this game, they are in the playoffs. Tampa Bay must win to stay alive, and this is the 21st overtime game this year. That's a new NFL record.
And Tampa Bay won the toss. They elected to receive, and Green Bay will be kicking with a very strong wind at their back. So keep in mind, if Dilford and Rice want to try and go for a field goal, they're going to have to get somewhere around the 20-25-yard line of Green Bay.
Boy, Reggie picked a good one to miss, didn't he?
Sean Jones has played so well.
Bobby Joe Edmonds a yard deep. Slams forward to the 23-yard line. Jeff Thomason makes the tackle for the Green Bay Packers. The numbers on Dilfer, they should be much better. He has been victimized by his wide receivers.
Well, he has, and also the two interceptions. See, I think that at the end of a half like that, a coach should be charged with that, not the player. I politicked for that for a long time. And a great play by Joe Kelly early in the game to take away what would have been an obvious touchdown reception by Warren Sapp.
First and 10 from the 23. Ellison is the setback. Four-man rush. Dilfer with time. Throws complete to the 32. Jackie Harris makes the catch about a yard shy of a first down. Harris already with a club record.
Paul Gruber's got all he can handle with Sean Jones. Sean Jones has decided, I think, that he's just going to bull rush and move Gruber back into Dilfer.
Gruber, in his defense, has been playing with a bad shoulder. He is not at 100%. That's tough to face Sean Jones that way. Rep. First down and more. Boy, the first guy doesn't bring him down.
Well, he really doesn't, Mike. And this is a good rhythm by Sam Weiss in this offense. They threw a lot at the end of the ball game to try and get in position to make some plays. They had to because they were long yardage. Now they're back into a regular rhythm of the game.
20 carries, 117 yards in this game alone over what he had done in 3 previous games against the Bucs, and only James Wilder in Bucs history had 2,000-yard season. Dilfer changes the play. Looks for Copeland, almost intercepted, but Copeland inside the 40. Doug Evans broke on the ball and almost got there.
We talked about the strength of Brett Favre's arm when he really sets and fires. Watch the strength of Trent Dilfer's arm. He does a good job of making a good set, and this ball is thrown on rhythm. 5-yard break, and that's just a rocket right in. And that ball is just zipped right in.
Copeland 9 for 137 tonight. Ellison will come in, and Husted will warm up the leg again. Dilfer under pressure, throws complete. Caught at the sideline by Courtney Hawkins, picked up about 8.
Sam Weiss has got to be careful he doesn't get conservative right here. Like run a couple, 2, 3 plays. Take the air out of the balloon. Dilfer's got this balloon pumped up like the Goodyear blimp floating around up there. He wants to keep it moving. Let him keep moving it down another 15, 20 yards. If I was Green Bay now, Mike, though, I'd put a lot of people at the line of scrimmage to try and either stuff a run or put pressure on Dilfer.
Remember, Husted has had 2 game-winning field goals this year, 1 in overtime against Minnesota. Eric Rep outside. What a nice play by Pryor. Mike Pryor came up and wouldn't let the tough Eric Rett get any more yardage.
And how crucial was that tackle? That's about a half a yard or to a yard short of the first down. This could be the play of the game for the Packers. Right part of your left, coming left to right on your screen. Watch the support. Rett never gets his shoulders turned up. And look at Pryor. Holds him on a straight line.
3rd and a yard. Rett, the running back. Here comes the run blitz, and Eric Rett hit behind the line of scrimmage. Matt Labauti, the first one there, but boy, he got a lot of help.
And give a lot of credit to Mike Pryor for not allowing Tampa Bay to get more downs on the 28-yard line.
Absolutely. And here comes Husted. He has had 2 game winners this year, one from 51, one from 53.
He's 2 for 2 from 50-plus.
This from 46 into the win to keep the Bucs alive and their playoff hopes. Officially, it's a 47-yard field goal, the 3rd game winner of the year for Houston.
Boy, he just nails this thing dead perfect. This is a pretty stiff win. He gets good height on it, and it's just going to make it inside that right upright. Just a little hook inside. Trent Dilfer, what a ball game he played. I'd have to, of his 16-game career, this was the best football game he's ever played.
Brett Favre hoping against hope for one more chance, and it won't be there tonight.
And Reggie can't believe it.
And for the first time in 13 seasons, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will not be saddled with double-digit losses, and Sam Weiss has brought his team back from the brink to 7-7. Our final score, the Bucs win it by 3. Coming up next, SportsCenter, Keith Olbermann and Dan Patrick will update you on the complicated NFL playoff picture, the Cowboys' answer to the question of why, and our conversation with Brett Favre. For Joe Theismann, Mark Malone, and our entire ESPN crew, this is Mike Patrick. Good night from Tampa Bay. Thanks for watching, everybody. SportsCenter is next, right after this.